Hey everyone, Kristen Atkinson here from CFB Edmonton, and today's video is going to show you where to find the Force Fitness Profile Calculator and also how to use it. If you have booked a force test or have been training to achieve a certain level or perhaps an incentive level, this calculator can be useful in helping you determine what times or scores you need to get on each of the four components of the force test. So first and foremost, you're going to bring up your internet browser and type in www.cfmws.com, and it is going to take you to this homepage here. You're going to scroll down to the bottom and click on the PSP icon, which will take you to a new home screen. You're then going to click on the first icon in the bottom left corner labeled Fitness and Health, which will then take you to another PSP homepage. You are going to then click on the first icon again labeled Fitness, which will then take you to this menu here. We are going to click on the first icon labeled Force Program. And finally, the last icon we need to click on is all the way at the bottom labeled Fitness Profile Calculator. Click on that. It's going to open up a new tab. You select whichever language you prefer, and it's going to open up this screen here. So in the top left-hand corner, you're going to enter in all of your personal information. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to use a random member with random data as an example. So the age, I'm going to pick a 35-year-old male with a waist circumference of 100 centimeters. So if you are unsure of how to take your own waist circumference, last week PSP's Kevin did a great video on how to take your own waist circumference, as it is one of the procedures for force testing that has changed a little bit, in that the member will now take their own waist circumference in order to respect physical distancing. I highly suggest to go and view it. So next we're going to enter in all of the results from this member's force test. So on the 20-meter rushes, they scored 40 seconds. Sandbag lift, they got a time of 1 minute and 10 seconds. For the intermittent loaded shuttles, a time of 2 minutes, 45 seconds. And for the sandbag drag, 15 seconds in total. So now you'll notice that each of the four components are all highlighted in green, which means each minimum standard was met for each of the four components. You will also number that beside the met standard, there is a number in front of each one. Each component of the force test is scored out of a possible 100 points. So these numbers are the score out of 100 points that you could have particularly gotten on the force test. So now going over to the top right hand corner here, if each component of the force test is out of 100 points, the total score is going to be out of 400. So this member scored 231 points out of a possible 400. The standard was met, and it also indicates how many points away this individual was from hitting the next level, or in this case, the first incentive level. Down below that, it goes into your total health-related score, which is broken down into your predicted VO2 max and your waist circumference. Now, your predicted VO2 max is just a fancy term that means how good your body is at consuming, distributing, and using oxygen during exercise. So that score is out of 75, and then the waist circumference over here is out of a total 25 points added together. It will give you 72 points out of a total of 100. The last image at the bottom is the Force Fitness Profile. So this is just a visual image that gives you where you scored on your test. So this particular member scored up in the high green, almost into the bronze incentive level. You can click this tab up here labeled Show Labels, and it will break everything down for you. So you will see at the bottom, health-related fitness, which is VO2 max and the waist circumference, and then operational fitness, which is the score of each of the 4 components of the force test added together. So you can also press this tab again to hide the labels. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner, there are 3 extra tabs. One is a help tab that just further goes into more detail about this force fitness calculator. There is a disclaimer that gives a little bit of information there. And then there's also a reset button. So if you wanted to see what would happen if you improved in all of your times, you could press this reset button and all of your data will be cleared out and you can start fresh. If you wanted to see what score you needed to get on a particular event in order to get into that next level, in this case, the first incentive level of bronze, you can also go ahead and finick around with those scores. So if I go into the sandbag lift and change this particular member's time to 1 minute and 5 seconds, and then just click off, it recalculates, and this member would have to shave 5 seconds off of their sandbag lift time in order to hit a score of bronze. Now, you could change any component of the force test. Perhaps in this particular instance, this member would feel that the sandbag lift is the component that they feel best suited that they could shave that time off of. So you can also go in here and finick with each of the scores that you feel that you would want to get or need to get in order to hit a particular level in which you are trying to reach. So that is the video on the Force Fitness Profile Calculator. If you have any questions about force testing or training for the force test, make sure you check out our YouTube channel at PSP Edmonton for all of the force training videos we've done, or send us an email at psp.edmonton@gmail.com.